So somebody asked a really good question this week. They wanted to know what other measures of healing are there that don't include physical symptoms. Now, I talk about this a lot with my clients that when we're only looking for physical measures, right? The symptoms, physical capacity, that sort of thing, we miss all the other subtle signs of healing that are just as important, if not more important. And so somebody was asking, what signs can they look for? If you are on this journey of healing, rewiring, regulating, and working with all of the resources that you have, and let's say that you're not necessarily seeing any of the physical results yet, I invite you to look closer. Are there any other signs of change? We're looking for change here, okay? So perhaps you are changing the way that you respond to people, to things, to your symptoms. That's a huge sign of change and healing. Maybe you are noticing changes in the way that you think about things or the way that you speak about them. Maybe there's a subtle change in your mood. Maybe there is those moments, those glimmers of, maybe I smiled a little more today, or maybe I smiled and I meant it, or maybe I laughed and I meant it. Or, even just the little things. Like I noticed the colors outside, or maybe colors were a little more vibrant, or maybe you saw something a little differently. Like you have been looking at the same, four walls of your room, but today they looked a little different. Or there's a spot that you didn't notice that now you do notice. These are all signs of change happening. And this is what we want to really focus on, especially when we're not seeing the physical things. There are so many changes taking place. And I just want to encourage you that the change is starting up here in the brain and internally, right? Just like when we plant those seeds, we don't necessarily see the flower, but we know there's a seed in there, and we're not going to dig it up to check, right? We're going to be patient, and we're going to just expect the healing, right? So we're going to anticipate it. And we're going to be patient and compassionate, and we're not going to, interrupt the process. But what can we do in the meantime? We can water it, right? We can support our nervous system. We can love on our nervous systems and, just continue to send those messages of safety. Continue to choose differently. That's a big, big change that you need to celebrate. Today I chose differently, or today I responded differently to a symptom, to a sensation, to a trigger. That's a sign of healing, right? So I'm just here to remind you, stop just looking for the physical signs of healing and open up your eyes to all the healing that's happening now. There are so much, they're just absolutely amazing examples of healing that you may be missing out on. And so I'm just here to leave you this message, to encourage you and invite you to look for other signs of healing that are not necessarily physical. Maybe you smiled more today. Maybe you laughed. Maybe you responded differently. Maybe you chose differently. All of these are signs of healing. So if you're doubting that healing process and you're like, well, I'm still dealing with this symptom or sensation, or I still can't do X, Y, and Z, flip that switch, pivot, and look for the other changes. There's change happening, and it's only a matter of time until you see it in your physical body too. I hope this encourages you today, and share it with a friend who needs this message. And if you have any questions, drop them below.